murderous rampage, plowing through a crowded bike path in downtown New York City.
Recent tragedies have thrust the issue of road safety back into New York's spotlight.
Metal stanchion in Times Square.
6 people have been hit.
The hit and run that left 1 dead and several injured on December 3rd in Queens was a reminder that Vision Zero is still just a vision. Since it launched in 2014, the de Blasio administration's flagship program has consistently reduced traffic fatalities. But when it comes to holding drivers accountable, Vision Zero has a major blind spot. In the past 2 years, 125 hit and runs have resulted in critical injury or death. Of those 125 incidents, only 49 resulted in arrest. That means that over 60% of critical hit and runs went completely unprosecuted. The data reflects a systemic issue where police and the law are failing to hold drivers accountable, and victims are left without justice.
Yeah, right over there by the fire hydrant.
In August 2014, Dulcie Canton was seriously injured by a hit-and-run driver in Bushwick.
I flew up maybe like 3 feet in the air, landed on the ground, I was unconscious. The car never stopped, it kept going.
Using security footage from a nearby apartment building, Canton identified the owner of the car that struck her. She presented the evidence to the police, but they closed the investigation and no one was charged.
No charge, no license revoked. As far as I know, he still drives to this day.
I had a skull fracture, my shoulder broke, my pelvis and tailbone broke.
Lindsay Motlin was hit by a van at a busy Brooklyn intersection. After police told her that security cameras had not captured the incident, she filed a Freedom of Information request to see investigation files. The documents showed no record of detectives viewing footage from the crash.
To me, it's a huge lost opportunity. It probably could have been figured out. So it's upsetting.
But botched investigations are only part of the issue, which is aggravated by traffic laws that give drivers an incentive to flee. Derek Rose is convinced that the driver who killed his friend Gulair Uger on New Year's Eve of 2014 was drunk.
The driver fled, and he successfully escaped and remained anonymous for over a week. By the time he surrendered, his body had plenty of time to expunge whatever toxins were in it. I believe that what needs to be done is to make sure that the legislatures pass the laws that need to be passed, holding hit-and-run drivers more accountable. That means taking away the incentive to flee.
Dan Flanzig, a lawyer who represents hit-and-run victims in New York City, says that changing traffic laws could solve the problem.
One of the things that's on the legislative agenda right now is to increase the penalty in a hit-and-run crash. A lot of people who flee the scene because they're drunk are fleeing the scene because they want to elude that intoxication arrest. This will put it on par, so there will be no benefit for fleeing the scene.
The lack of accountability for hit-and-run drivers in New York has left many victims feeling helpless and disillusioned.
I had complete faith in the justice system. During the early part of this, I was recovering. I was in a really bad way. And I believed that, they would find the person. There's cameras everywhere. It was 41st and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan. How could they not find this person? How could they not?